Good morning, Mrs. Lana Scott Lighthouse. Guys, I have a message this morning from the ancestors. It's not going to resonate for everybody, but if it resonates with you, if it's something you've been seeing play out in your life lately, I trust it's going to be for you right now, or whoever, whenever, whatever time. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across this, if it resonates, I'm going to assume that you're getting the message in a timely fashion. So the overall energy is an ancestor message, and then we also have a main oracle card, which is breaking the chain. And this card is talking about ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future, okay? And, of course, I did my usual thing. I pulled runes for this, and we have seen and we have unseen, okay? I don't have my light with me today, so I'm just going to pull the runes up here and bring everything up for you to see. So what I asked was, what the intention from the ancestors is the question was that I asked of them. I said, ancestors, what is it that people are seeing in maybe their family lines or in their family histories, that what are they seeing that they need to break with this card of breaking the chain? What is it? What kind of patterns have you seen in your family tree that you need to break to become the leader of tomorrow, to lead the future, the next generation, okay? So this is for people that have possibly shamanistic abilities, the earth healers, whatever psychic abilities or whatever kind of gifts that you have, however you're using your gifts to help change the world. Remember, we talked about quite a bit for a while about future world changers. But in order to do that, sometimes we have to look at where we've come from to know where we're going. So that was what I was asking. So the first reading that we have Ewaz. And Ewaz is talking about being protected. It's talking about change, empowerment, problem solving. It's talking about psychic protection. What's holding you back? If you look back in your family, or if things aren't going as smooth as you would like, what patterns, what things that have been in your family tree, or currently in your life, that you may feel like is holding you back, that you're really not seeing, okay? So this is talking about bringing this energy to the forefront of saying, okay, things aren't going quite the way I want them to go. So what do I need to do to fix that, right? So then we have Isa, and Isa is talking about the universe giving you an enforced or a timeout, so you can stop and think about, what is it you're not seeing? What is it that your higher self has been trying to tell you that you haven't been paying attention to? Okay, so this is Isa is also talking about your higher self integrating with you for newfound wisdom, creating inner space. Okay, the universe granting you the space for you to be able to dig those little nuggets out of things that may be holding you back, maybe thought patterns, a particular thing that you do that you go, oh my God, I do that every day and I need to break that because I feel like that's holding me back, because like maybe it's negative thinking. Maybe it's something of only seeing the negative. Maybe it's where you're trying to create something new for yourself, but you're working 3 jobs, right? And you're so tired you don't have the time, that you're not taking the time to do the healing that you need to do, or to find the time to do the positive things that you need to do. Maybe it's talking about releasing a job. Maybe it's talk about releasing some friends that are pulling on your energy. Those people that always call you in the middle of the day, that they want to sit there and have an hour-long conversation, and you've got things to do, but you don't want to be nice and say, or you don't want to stand up for yourself and say, hey, I've got things to do, or, oh, hey, I've got to go take care of something. I'm going to have to talk to you later. Those people that just take up your time. Maybe that's something you always do that you need to break. Maybe, it's the neighbor that comes over and wants to sit and have a 3-hour cup of coffee when you've got to go to you've got a doctor appointment, or you've got to go run errands. And they just sit there and they suck up your time. So whatever it is, this is the universe giving you a timeout so that your higher self can go, hey, you need to break this pattern. These time wasters, or this time sucker, or maybe you can maybe get more hours at one job and let go of a third job that's just more than what you can handle. Biting off more than you can chew, but getting the time and the space, asking for it from the universe, and getting it to figure out, what it is that is breaking up your being able to move forward, because your time, you're so spread out that you just can't move forward because you've got too much on your plate, and that's a pattern you need to break. Okay, so the ancestors are saying there are some patterns that you have to break to be able to move forward. You have to create new space. So the universe gives you this space. Rather, it's you get a cold where you end up having to take a week off from work and going, well, I may feel like crap while I'm off of this work for this week, and then your paychecks come in during that time, and you go, well, this extra job, that money's just going to end up going money I spend on things I really don't need. Maybe I can let that job go. Or you get sick, and when these people call, or these time suckers, time wasters, you tell them, hey, I'm sick, I just can't do it. And at the end of the day, or at the end of the week, you go, wow, I actually spent 6 more hours meditating or resting or reading a book that I needed to read, or meditating, or doing my own thing, since I was too sick to go to work, but I stayed home, and instead I, got to this corner of the house I needed to clean up. You find that when you get, something comes to light during this time, newfound wisdom, something comes to light that makes you go, oh, I can get rid of this, I can get rid of that, I can get rid of this. Some kind of pattern that you are stuck in that keeps wasting your time, okay? The universe is going to bring a time where you actually have to take the time out to find that pattern to get rid of it, okay? Then on the other hand, maybe you are starting to realize that you are repeating some of the things that other people in your family did. And when you look back, you go, well, I don't want to be like them. And you start seeing those patterns in your own life. And you go, oh my God, I've inherited that from this aunt or this uncle or my mom or my dad or some relative or a long-term friend of the family. You see some kind of pattern that you've sort of inherited that is not yours. Okay, so this is something that comes to light that you realize, this is what I need to break. Write it down on a piece of paper and burn it. Write it down and bury it. Put it in a bottle and throw it out in the ocean like a message in a bottle, right? I don't no longer need this. You throw it out. In some sort of way, you find the time to realize some kind of a pattern that you break. And this brings immense joy. Okay, this opens up space that the universe is trying to get you to take. And when you get that space, it makes you really, really, really happy. Okay, it's some kind of an emotional relief, because now it brings in some kind of a new connection to spirit. It's some kind of a newfound wisdom that now is going to give you a breakthrough, new birth, because now that you realize it, you can get rid of it, right? So it brings new birth, it brings new space, it brings new energy for doing the things that you want to do. Maybe it now opens up space because you let it go. You are able to take a class that you want to take. You're able to have the time to read a book that you wanted to read. You're learning how to say no. I think it always behooves us. It helps us, I think, always to find ways to say, no, I'm not going to do this no more. Especially if you have particular people or things, people, places, things that you suddenly realize are just sucking up your time, okay? Something that you need to get rid of, and it brings this new birth, okay? And then you start also getting more messages from your higher self, okay? And from algas, and all of a sudden things start to open up, okay? And embodied in Iwas is keenness. You see keenness here? Keenness is talking about new opening up, right? So something now opens up for you that you did not see before, okay? Now, what is unseen? This brings a lot of joy, guys, okay? Just to let you know this. And then what is unseen? Realizing that when you realize this, okay, some people are not going to be happy, okay? It may cause some disruption with some people. You may, you may break away from somebody, maybe an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, someone that comes suddenly starts blowing up your phone, trying to intrude on your time and crossing your boundaries that you've now set for yourself. And it causes temporary disruption. But in the process, you start learning how to say no. You start learning how to keep this newfound space and time for yourself that you didn't have before. Very, very, very important. Okay? It's also, I feel like, going from the microcosm to macrocosm. You and your higher self now have more integration, more new ideas and energies flow in, create from this new created space that open up more time maybe on a decision that you made in the past for your future. Okay. In some way, it's also opening up your leadership abilities because you learn something from that. You learn how to say no, or something is, they're saying something that is in the back of your mind, some feeling or emotion or thought that your spirit guides, your ancestors, or your angels have been trying to tell you that you haven't been listening to. You now suddenly see new light. Or you suddenly are able to take that niggling feeling and put it into words, emotions of something you can actually grasp with your inner eye, your third eye. I feel like a lot of people's third eye is opening up more, and that you're starting to see where before it was just a feeling, you're starting to give it a definition. You're starting to give something that's been bothering you, or something that you needed to break after having this emotional release and learning something new about yourself. It's opening up something else within you, they're saying. Yesterday, I had 3 of my spirit guides talking to me all day long after I got off of one of my jobs, and I'm getting ready here in the next couple of weeks to let that job go, because I've been feeling like they're telling me that other people are going through the same thing right now, and that once you're able to put an emotion, a definition, some kind of noun, or some kind of, you're able to see whatever the issue is that's been niggling in the back of your mind. Once you're able to put a face on it, or a definition to it, then you're able to go, oh, this is what I need to break. I see someone writing it down on a piece of paper, writing lines through it, or cutting it into half, burning one half, maybe taking the other piece, shredding it and throwing it to the winds, or taking it to a crossroads, and in the middle of the night, maybe some of you have a deserted road by your house, or a graveyard where you can go and set this little piece of paper on fire, toss it to the winds, and say, universe, take this away, because the universe is trying to get you to see this new space and this newfound thing that you need to do to open up new energies coming into you to help you on your leadership path to being a leader in the future. And this is going to bring a lot of success, because now you have a face to the problem, or you have a definition, or now you see what the problem is and you're able to identify it. And this is going to bring a lot of success that you don't see at this present time, but you will see in the near future. Okay. So then I asked, what about the journey? Okay. And I asked them for, what about the journey that we're not going to see? Okay. The overall energies. And what they're saying now is that now this is going to bring in, now you're going to be exchanging gifts with spirit. Now you are going to be understanding the messages from your spirit guides more. They're saying that some kind of energy will be exchanged on a astral level that is going to bring you new understanding in a way you've never had before. They're also talking about some kind of energy exchange or gift exchange with a passed on loved one or an ancestor in your dreams. And you're going to wake up one morning and realize you have something new that has replaced something in old because you broke this chain. Okay. Whatever kind of ancestral pattern that you break, one of your ancestors that had something to do with that pattern along your family tree is going to come forth on the astral level and give you something new, or head you in a new direction, or give you an idea. And they're going to help take that old energy and transform it. They're going to help you on some kind of energy level. They're saying you're going to have some kind of newfound bliss, newfound way of not evolving. What's that word? You're going to, because of this ancestor stepping forward to help you, you are going to have some kind of transformation. I can't think of what the word is. I can't quite pick it up, but they're talking about this ancestor is going to help you. They're going to come in and help you figure out what this, after breaking this pattern, and you're going to have some kind of exchange with them. Okay. Take that how it resonates, guys. Some of you may be able to put the word to it. I keep hearing transgression, or maybe they're going to take something they've done, because there is a thing of ancestors being able to take negative things they've done in the past. And once they're on the other side and they find that particular relative in the future that's born in the future after them, that they're able to take that negative energy and give it to you, transformed for you to do something positive in the future. Take that how it resonates, guys. And this is going to bring, this is going to bring in more positive energy for you in a milk and honey sort of way. This is that transference of energy between you and this ancestor on the astral level. That's going to bring new positivity into you and clear the negative, or clear the karma of the past with this ancestor who did something in the past. Okay? Take that how it resonates, guys. And this is going to create new life for you. New life with a new gift or a new energy that you didn't have before. You see all this light around her? Okay, so in some sort of way with this, and that's what we're getting with the birth rune right here. Okay, guys, this is something you're not going to quite see until after you start feeling it, and it's going to evolve this ancestor helping to break this chain of negative, whatever it is. Take it how it resonates. It's going to be different for everybody. Okay, then the next thing that on the scene energies, the next card we have is blessed. Okay, and this blessed card is talking about an integration of you, your higher self, and this new energy that is going to carry you forward into the future. Okay, you see how she's got all this golden light around her. She's got all these new ideas. She's got the star, her hopes and dreams, right? And this to me is feeling like energy on the ether. Energy on the ether where you connect with this ancestor and take this new energy, and in your waking hours start bringing it to life. Okay, because the next card we have is the clean it up card, and this is where the old karma of this ancestor from the past integrates with your energy, and you take that energy, you clean it out. Okay, and then you add something to it, something that is unique to you. Okay, see all this energy coming from this person's hands? It's a masculine energy. Maybe it's an integration of your feminine and your masculine energies, bringing something new into the future that as right now, they're telling me is unseen. Okay, so in the future, okay, you're going to have this new energy that's going to bring forth new leadership abilities, new psychic abilities, some kind of new energy that you would not have had before if this ancestor would have not stepped forth in your dreams to help you. Okay? Now, this energy after you meet up with this ancestor and whatever ancestor that is for you, okay, you may at some point feel like some kind of a loss for the old self or the old energy, the old pattern that you're letting go of. But guys, the old is always better than the new. So if you feel like you have to cry, or you feel like, or if maybe they even bring you a memory or a snatch of information from something this ancestor brings you on the astral level, something that somebody has suffered in your family, they're bringing it to you because they want you to help transform that energy. And even if you don't remember what it is the next day or going into the future, they're saying that they want you to take it, cleanse it, and do something good and positive with it, because you're the one that can do this. And this brings Treasure Island. This brings lots of new love, new hope. I'm hearing primordial waters. So on some kind of a soul level, okay, to me, guys, turtles are slow moving, but at the same time, I feel like this is pulling in a lot of psychic energy, okay, that comes into your waking hours, led by your heart. And again, we have the star there. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Okay, so something on the energetic level, on the psychic level, in your waking hours, because you see this is daylight, right? And I feel like they're saying this is something that comes up that's now new and transformed. That's why we've got the bright, shiny star. And you take this ancestor energy of this negativity from something along your family tree and you break it to become a better, stronger leader in the future. It causes you to have synchronicity, good luck, good fortune. You see this, we have a 4-leaf clover, right? New prosperity. Maybe your heart chakra opens up with this. You see all this new growth down here? This brings in new growth, new life, meant for you to become a leader in the future. And I also feel like this is like that mothy energy, which to me always, the mothy energy, whenever, I hear Santero talk about that, to me that's always feels like it's talking about the dark hours, not the hours during the light, because that's when we transform. That's when new, because in the morning you go to bed tired, you wake up hopefully rested, renewed. So I feel like this is going to bring in a lot of more renewal because you've taken this energy and transformed it into something wonderful, something that makes you more of a leader, because you have taken this past ancestral pattern along with the help of this ancestor and taken this and transformed it in a way that helps you become the leader of tomorrow and helps other people with similar negativity that they've, maybe you even help other people see the way that they need to break a pattern. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pull just a couple of the major arcana and see what other messages do they want to give. I feel like some ancestors and lineage angels are stepping up to help some of you with these new breaking of these patterns that have been in your family or along your family tree. Maybe it skips a generation or something like that. But in whatever way that this ancestor brings this energy to you on the astral level, you transform it and make a new future, or it changes. Because see, it talks about on this oracle card of rewriting the future, right? So because this ancestor steps up to help you or to bring this past energy or karma to you on the ancestral level, you're able to help break that in your life and become a stronger leader in the future, in whatever way that is for you. It's going to be different for everybody, but it's going to bring a lot of success, happiness, joy. It's going to bring new life in a way that you just cannot see at this present time. Any other messages? So then we have the World and the Magician and Intuition and the Chariot. And then we have the Timeline card, or what I see is the Timeline card. So guys, they're talking for quite a few of you. This is going to bring an ending to this pattern in your family. And it does rewrite the future because it now gives you more tools, and you feel this in your gut. You feel this in your gut. And guys, when I've worked with this card before, this card tells me several different things. But today, again, it's telling me that this is your kids, your people in your future, maybe people in your line of family going into the future with all this healing, and maybe even some new gifts. We've got the spirit of destiny, and we've got the ancestors right here. And this, to me, is talking about definitely your ancestors and your spirit guides having your back, and you being a stronger leader in the future. and it changes up your timeline. It changes up your timeline. It clears up karma for these ancestors with these negative patterns from the past, giving you new balance, new. I feel like what they're showing me is they're showing me the third eye opening up. They're showing me you seeing things overall much clearer and having a stronger sense of your destiny that's faded, of where you're meant to go. Okay? $10, $11. So on this Justice card, we have the Roman numeral 11. So 11 days, 11 weeks, 11 months. Somebody is going to open up a whole new path as a leader, or become more into their leadership abilities within that time frame. Guys, take it how it resonates. You could be anywhere along this path at this time, okay? So this is the ancestor message that I have for you. Oh, guys, look at what's on the bottom. This is all the potential of what you can do with this, with the help of this ancestor. So this is definitely an ancestor coming in to help you. That brings a whole lot of new stuff in. All right, guys, that's what I have for you today. Break the chain, guys. Healing, rewriting your future with the help of an ancestor. Lighthouse.